Hey guys, OzTalks here. So today I'm going to show you how to build a gaming computer. All you have to do is take a computer, install this, and then you're done. That's it, easy peasy. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more cool tips. First of all, I want to apologize for making you guys sit through that. It actually caused me a lot of pain to record that, but I did it for you. In actuality though, building this computer is quite simple. That could have been the entire video, but there's more to it. Actually, a lot more. Oh, so many boxes, good lord. Alright, so clearly there are several different ways to build affordable computers nowadays, and I'm not really a stranger to all of them. Just check my channel history. But today I want to show you one of the simplest ways to build a cost-effective computer. No experience is required, and also give you some tips to make it look cool without spending a lot of money and without any power tools. So we're going to go from this okay looking PC to this awesome looking computer here. So here we go. The easiest $300 gaming PC that you can actually build. Let's get started. One of the worst feelings in the world is getting a brand new computer component, installing it, and realizing that something isn't working correctly. I've been there, and it sucks. Today's video sponsor, Asus, and their 20 series graphics cards powered by NVIDIA GeForce RTX are working to fix that. Their manufacturing process, known as Auto Extreme Technology, is the industry's first automated production process. So most GPUs have manufactured parts that are built and/or assembled by hand. This introduces human error. Auto Extreme's process is 100% automated, which means higher precision, the possibility of testing with tighter tolerances, and better quality control. For us computer geeks, that means we get higher reliability for our computer components. The RTX cards are powered by NVIDIA's Turing architecture, and it's their most advanced GPU architecture for gamers to date. Experience big blockbuster games such as Minecraft RTX like never before with the visual fidelity of real-time ray tracing. Combining AI-powered DLSS 2.0 with RTX and the precision of Auto Extreme provides great performance, great graphics, and great reliability. So if you guys are interested, then click the link in the description below. Okay, back to the video. So how exactly do we build a gaming PC for only 300 bucks? Well, the answer to that is actually quite simple. We're going to use the age-old pre-built algorithm, which I've shown on the channel a lot, like kind of obsessively. But in case you don't know it or you forgot, here's a quick refresher. We buy an old office computer or pre-built, and then we upgrade the components until it's good enough to fit gaming, streaming, whatever we want. So most affordable desktops are office computers using the Sandy Bridge, Ivy Bridge, or Haswell architecture. And although this architecture is a few years old, it still gives you great performance and solid value. $100 often gets you an i5 2000 or 3000 CPU, at least 8 gigs of RAM, and a hard drive all enclosed in a case. So if you pop in an SSD and a video card, you have yourself a pretty solid computer without spending a ton of money. And if you're a bit confused on what to purchase, don't worry, here are my recommendations. Dell computers are my go-to because of their availability. Optiplexes are a great choice. These are the ones to look out for. These are the ones I recommend from Lenovo. Lenovo, I know we've had our differences, but all things considered, you offer pretty good value. The M92P and M93P are solid. And lastly, HP. I think they're the most underrated in terms of value, but they definitely have the most proprietary hardware from my experience. Still, you can make a fun machine out of them. Also, make sure the computer has at least an i5 or an i7 and at the very minimum, 8 gigs of RAM. Unless you enjoy stuttering, if that's your thing, then be my guest. But if you're normal, then make sure you have these specifications. So there are two different form factors. There is the SFF, which is the small form factor. It's a small skinny case. And then there's the MT, which is mini tower, or CMT, which is convertible mini tower in HP's case. If you're looking online, make sure you go for MT or CMT cases because that will give you the most upgradability in the future. Now, if you can only afford an SFF, the small skinny ones, that's totally fine. You'll just have limited options when it comes to video cards. About a month ago, I ordered an HP Compact Pro CMT for $145 shipped. It came with an i7-2600, which is 4 cores and 8 threads, 16 gigs of DDR3 memory, a 320 watt power supply, and a 250 gig SSD. Again, it's kind of old, but it's awesome value and easily accessible. We are still missing one crucial component. The most important part in this build is the video card. And it's nothing fancy, but this computer would not be possible without it, and it's the GTX 1650 series. So I'm honestly shocked that I haven't used a single computer build with either of these cards. They're affordable, they perform closely to a 1060, they're very power efficient, and they also use NVENC, which is perfect for streaming. So I bought the Gigabyte WindForce model for about $160 on sale a few weeks ago, and not only does it look pretty cool, it's also very quiet as well. So if you snagged a small form factor tower, then the 1650 low profile is the only card that you can get, or at least the fastest low profile card that you can get. Now, if you bought the MT or CMT models like me, then you can choose between a 1650 or 1650 Super, though I recommend the Super because it's about 40% faster than the 1650 and only like $20 more. Definitely worth the extra money. Something that you will need for the 1650 Super is this right here. It's a SATA to 6-pin adapter. It's only about $3, and most pre-built computers don't come with the necessary PCIe cable to power faster video cards like the 1650 Super. Most SATA power cables are rated for up to 54 watts, but you probably want to stay under 40 just for safety reasons. According to most hardware review sites and channels, the 1650 Super will probably average around 100 watts power draw when you're gaming or doing anything intense. Now, the 75 watts from the PCIe slot takes care of 75 watts of that. The other 25 watts are going to come from this, which is perfectly within the safe operating range. The 1650 Super is probably the fastest video card where I think this is safe. So don't go using this on like a RTX 2070 Super or something. That's that's not smart. Okay, are we recording? Time for installation, you dig? All right, but first you got to choose your difficulty. I'll give you some time. Okay, all right, so you want to do easy. There's nothing wrong with that. That works. So because most of the components are already installed, building the rest of the computer won't take very long. If you have another storage device like a hard drive or an SSD, then follow these steps. Plug one end of the SATA data cable into the motherboard and the other end into the storage device. Take the SATA power cable from the power supply and plug it into the storage device. Slide out a drive bay and place the hard drive in one of them, and then slide that back into the drive bay. Next, take your SATA to 6-pin adapter and insert a SATA power cable from the power supply. Remove the same number of video brackets from the case that are on the video card. You can line up the video card with the top PCIe slot just to double check you're removing the right ones. For the 1650 Super, we have 2. Once you do that, insert the card in the topmost PCIe slot and you're done. That's literally it. Oh yeah, and plug in the 6-pin power cable to the video card. That's very important. But what about epic difficulty? Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of modding, but I promise it's not going to be that difficult. So the original case has a quasi-boring office computer look. Now it can work for an epic sleeper machine, but that is not the intention here. I'm going for a more cool, icy white feel, similar to Zach's $300 gaming PC that he did not too long ago. I wanted everything but the removable side panel and the silver trim to be white. So I slipped the side panel on and covered everything with painter's tape and some old newspaper. If I saw any sticker residue, then I cleaned it off with isopropyl alcohol. I aimed for 2 to 3 light coats of white paint for the best results. I also wasn't aware that the front panel was removable, so after painting over it, I actually took it off and repainted that for even better results. For the case window, I traced the side panel dimensions over an acrylic sheet, and then using a hook utility knife, the ones that are used for roofing, I made a few grooves in the sheet where I traced it and then I snapped it to create the cut. I had to figure out a way to actually stick the side panel onto the case, and I decided to use these wonderful magnets and super glue. It actually worked a lot better than I expected. After that, I used a SATA to RGB strip for a final touch, and this is the result. Okay, we've built the computer. It's looking pretty good. How does it perform? I'm really satisfied with this computer. First of all, I think the value is awesome. As with any pre-built algorithm computer, for about 340 bucks, which was the final price of my computer, I can get 60 FPS on low to high settings, depending on the game, which is totally awesome. Streaming is an option too, and I know I didn't cover it in this video, but I know for a fact that the 1650 Super and 1650 can both do 720p 60 FPS. Of course, you don't have to spend 350 bucks on all of these parts. You can spend about 300 and still get yourself a similarly performance-esque computer, for lack of a better word right now. And lastly, the look. One of the downsides with the pre-built algorithm is that the computer just doesn't look super cool unless you're into the office computer look, but most people aren't, truthfully. You can totally paint your case and throw in an acrylic side panel mod without using any power tools, making it super easy, super accessible. And with that being said, I'm signing out. Make sure you guys follow me on all my socials, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that kind of stuff. And don't forget to check out Asus and the GeForce RTX video cards. Link for that is going to be in the description at the very top as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.